day after day, I must face a world of strangers where I don't belong. I'm not that strong. It's nice to know that you'll be there if I need you, and you'll always care. You're always there when there's no getting over that rainbow, when my smallest of dreams won't come true. I can take all the madness the world has to give, but I won't last a day without you. So many times when the city seems to be without a friendly face, it's a lonely place. It's nice to know that you'll be there if I need you, and you'll always smile. It's so worthwhile when there's no getting over that rainbow, when my smallest of dreams won't come true. I can take all the madness the world has to give, but I won't last a day without you. Touch me and I end up singing. Troubles seem to up and disappear. You touch me with the love you're bringing. I can't really lose when you're near. When you're near, my love, if all your friends have forgotten half their promises, they're not unkind, just hard to find. One look at you, and I knew that I could learn to live without the rest, 'cause you're the best. When there's no getting over that rainbow, when my smallest of dreams won't come true, I can take all the madness the world has to give, but I won't last a day without you. When there's no getting over that rainbow, when my smallest of dreams won't come true, I can take all this madness the world has to give, but I won't last a day without you. This, it would seem, is where my troubles end. Stand well back, I'm coming through. Nothing can stop me now. Watch out, world, I'm warning you. Nothing can stop me now. Now I know that there is a promised land. I'm gonna find it and hide. high, and I'm gonna cling to it, tie every string to it, give everything to it. I'll make all my dreams come true before my final bow. How I'll do it, who can say? But I know I will today. Watch out, world, I'm on my way. Nothing can stop me now. I shall find success today. Nothing can stop me now. 'Cause yesterday was yesterday. Nothing can stop me now. Now I know the future is mine to have. I'm hereby making a vow. From now on, I'm gonna begin again. Stick out my chin again. Go in and win again. Get you gone, you sky of gray. Farewell, old furrowed brow. Now my future's crystal clear. No more woe for me to fear. I'm gonna stand this world upon its ear, and I'll succeed somehow. I'll walk a million miles for one of your smiles, and nothing can stop me now. The second I saw it, I knew. I said to myself, aha. I could tell at a glance that it wasn't by chance that we happened to be where we are. From the moment I woke with a lark, we were both of us singing away, and the sky was so blue, I instinctively knew we were in for a wonderful day. As I came through the door, as I've told you before, I was terribly tempted to say, on a wonderful day like today, I defy any clouds to appear in the sky. Dare any raindrops to plop in my eye on a wonderful day like today. On a wonderful morning like this, when that sun is as big as a yellow balloon, even the sparrows are humming in tune. On a wonderful day like today, on a day like today, I could kiss everybody. I'm so full of love and goodwill. Let me say furthermore, I'd adore everybody to come and dine. The pleasure's mine, and I will pay the bill. Let me take this occasion to say that the whole human race should go down on its knees. Show that we're grateful for days like these, for the world's in a wonderful way. On a wonderful day like today, on a day like today, I could kiss everybody. I'm so full of love and goodwill. Let me say, furthermore, I'd adore everybody. Please come and dine. The pleasure's mine, and I will pay the bill. May I take this occasion to say that the whole human race should go down on its knees. Show that we're grateful for days just like these, for the world in a wonderful way. On a wonderful day, on a fabulous day, on a wonderful day like today.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Harry L. Burney III Memorial. I'm Chip Burney and this is Dylan Burney. We're here to talk about my father. First, let me start off by saying how extremely blessed I was to grow up with Burney. My grandparents, Harry L. Burney Jr. and Iona Mack, set a wonderful foundation. My dad, Harry L. Burney III, my aunt Burney Vanderpool Smalls, my aunt Joyce Moorhead, my great aunt Betty Mack, my other great aunt Gloria Arrington, all played a vital part in our upbringing. They taught us integrity, pride, perseverance, and overall strength. My father was a wonderful man, very worldly. I can always remember going places with him, and whoever we meet, no matter where they were from, he had been there. He had ate in a restaurant there, knew about the theater there, and 9 out of 10 times knew the language. He was a very caring, theatrical person, as you know. He had a wonderful voice, which you could hear. It was a nice baritone voice, I believe. If he loved you, a lot of times he gave you a nickname. I was CB. That was just one of the things he did if he loved you, a lot of the time, nicknamed you. He was very distinguished and enjoyed being dressed. Mandela from New York City did most of his clothes because he wanted a unique look, which Mandela was able to capture. At this point, I'm going to give Dylan a few moments to say a few words, and then I'll close it out.
Hello, everybody. I would like to say that my grandfather was one of the most talented men that I have ever met. He is one of the main reasons why I got involved in the life of theater and musical performance. He has been one of my biggest inspirations with his vast knowledge and complex theater vocabulary, and just overall intelligence was just very impressive. He's a person that can't really be described in words, only feelings. He had a very warm presence and such an optimistic and sumptuous personality. There was not much that you could ever say to him that would knock that smile off of his face. I am very blessed that toward the end of his journey, he was able to spend quality time with his family. He was here in Philadelphia, meaning he was able to come to holiday events, and he was also able to come to my musical theater performance in the fall of my junior year. That was probably the most honorable moment in my theatrical life. Having him come and see me and tell me at the end, "Oh my gosh, you did such an amazing job," meant a lot, coming from such a theatrical aficionado. I am truly blessed that I was able to spend as much quality time with him. I was able to come visit him, and we had lots of great discussions and ate lots of good food and just shared laughs, and it was truly amazing, and I am blessed to have had him in my life. I say all of this to say that Papa, you will be missed. I love you, and I will cherish every memory that we have together. Thank you.
In closing, again, we just wanted to thank you for coming out. Dad, we know you singing up there in heaven. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Hello, my name is Betty Graham. I am Harry's aunt from Orlando, Florida. I'm the matriarch of the family, and I'll be 94 years young this Friday, September the 25th. I have several fondest memories of Harry. One would be when we would go to visit my aunt's house in Crescent City. He always wanted to go with me because he knew Joyce would be there, and he loved to play with Joyce. They would have fun together, and I was living with them at the time. When I moved to the Phoenix Springs, Florida, I received a teacher's and principal job at Poplar Springs Elementary School, and I would take Harry with me. He would sit at his desk and do his work. He was very active and smart. He would always be the first one to finish his work. Harry would always come to visit me in Orlando, and I would make sure I had something good for him to eat. He loved my cooking. He would always call me to say he was coming, and I made sure I had something good for him to eat. He would always say, "Oh, I'm good, Aunt Betty. Thanks." He took us to Broadway when he was my MC for my 80th birthday celebration. What a time, what a time, oh, what a time. We talked when he was in rehab in Philly, and always ended out the call with, "I love you, Aunt Betty." And my response was, "I love you too." I miss him dearly, and he will always be in my heart.
Harry Burney was my cousin, the closest person I had to a brother. I am Joyce Hanks Moorhead, and I'd like to share a poem with you by W.H. Auden. Funeral Blues. Stop all the clocks, cut off the telephone, prevent the dog from barking with a juicy bone. Silence the pianos, and with muffled drum, bring out the coffin, let the mourners come. Let airplanes circle, moaning overhead, scribbling on the sky the message, he is dead. Put great crepe bows around the white necks of the public dogs. Let the traffic policemen wear black cotton gloves. He was my north, my south, my east and west, my working week and my Sunday rest. My noon, my midnight, my talk, my song. I thought he would last forever. I was wrong. The stars are not wanted now. Put out every one. Pack up the moon and dismantle the sun. Pour away the ocean and sweep up the wood. For nothing now can ever come to any good.
My name is Ronald Flowers. I'm extremely pleased to have this opportunity to say a few words about my beloved friend and fraternity brother, Harry Burney. Harry and I met at Bethune-Cookman University, now in 1963. It was a time of many challenges for our country, but it was a time that we grew to learn to love and care for each other as we pledged Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. And over the years, I have come to realize and understand Harry as a true spirit, a joyous individual. You know, the new translation of the Holy Bible in Romans 8, verse 16 says, "For his spirit joins with our spirit to affirm that we are God's children." Harry was a very joyous spirit. He came to see me and to visit with me when I was in Chicago. I'm now in Washington, D.C., but he had a spirit to bring people together. He loved music. He loved to fellowship. He had this joyous smile that was everlasting. And once you saw him, met with him, you would not forget him. He was an inspiration to us all. So as we celebrate his life, let us be remindful of the fact that we are all God's children. And as we live, let us live in joy and abundance as Harry did throughout his life. I remember so excellent when I served as the Associate Vice President, Chicago State University. Harry came with Harry Belafonte as a singer, as a backup, part of his backup group. And they spread joyful noise, joyful noise. So let's remember Harry's spirit of joy and everlasting hope. To the family, we all love you, and we all will continue to remember his spirit. Amen.
Hello, my name is Stanley Wilson. Harry and I met at Bethune-Cookman College, which is now Bethune-Cookman University, over 50 years ago. We pledged Alpha Phi Alpha together. Not only was Harry my alpha brother, he was a very good friend. He was a talented and remarkable person. Those of us who had the privilege of calling him friend were humbled by his kindness and compassion. Harry's extraordinary talent kept him on the go. He was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, Alpha Phi Omega service fraternity, BCC choir, and trocker drum. After graduating from college, Harry traveled to New York in search of more challenging experiences and opportunities in the arts. We always stayed in contact. Our bond as brother and friend got stronger. When I was assigned the principal at a magnet performing art elementary school, I wanted the best for my students. I wanted them to be exposed to global professional experiences. I immediately thought of Harry as the one who could provide those experiences for the students. I called Harry and explained what I needed from him. He was elated and quickly agreed to work with the students. The students were happy and excited about having him in the classroom, and so was the teacher. They expressed how impressed they were with what they had learned and wanted him to come back again. In 2001, my wife, Mildred, transitioned. Harry called me to check on me. During that conversation, we talked about him coming to Miami and doing a memorial performance in honor of her. Without hesitation, he agreed to do so. The gesture spoke volume of his character and friendship. There are no words to convey how much that meant to me, but what I can say is his support uplifted my soul and helped me get through a very difficult time in my life. Maya Angelou said, "I have learned that people will forget what you say. People will forget what you do, but people will never forget how you make them feel." I will never forget how Harry Burney, my brother, my dear friend, superstar, made me feel. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kendall Flowers. I'm a long-time friend of Harry Burney, and I'm very honored to speak at his memorial service. And I would also like to thank the family for this opportunity. Harry and I have been friends since 1950, when the Burneys lived in Defuniak Springs. We traveled, my family, down to visit the Burneys. We spent 3 weeks, and what an enjoyable time. Culture shock, but an enjoyable time. And Harry and I have been friends. We traveled to Massachusetts, to Camp Atwater, where we spent 4 or 5 summers together. Harry was a camper, became a counselor. He was very instrumental in introducing his campers to the arts, music, acting, and things of that nature. Harry was definitely an asset to Camp Atwater. And we went on from there, and Harry came to New York to live his last 10 years. We spent quite a bit of time together, having lunch, and during the Christmas holidays, he would come and spend time with my family, my grandchildren, and my wife and daughter and son-in-law, and we'd have an enjoyable time. We call it Gumbo Night, and we would serve gumbo every New Year's, Christmas Eve, and so on. Harry also sang at my dad's, my brother's, and my in-laws, mother-in-law and father-in-law's funeral services, and it was outstanding. It was an honor to have him as a soloist. I would like to say that Harry always will be in my memory, and he was an outstanding friend. And thank you, family, for having me to speak.
I am just wild about Harry, and I will miss him so. Harry and I have been friends for a long time. We met in Paris in 1978. I was over there on fashion hiatus, and Harry was there with Porgy and Bess. We met at a French cafe. After introducing each other, he and his crew, his cast members, when we found out that we were both from Florida, Harry and I, it was an instant bond. They invited me to not only see the production, the play, but they also invited me to hang out with them while they were in Paris. And they were there for about 3 or 4 weeks. So I did. It's one of the best times of my life. I went everywhere. You know, the ambassador's house, there were Prime Minister's house. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. And incredible food, French food. After that, after they left, I stayed in Paris a while, came back to New York. I called Harry. He said to come over. I did. I told him that I was, looking around for a place, to live. And he said to come stay by him. So I did, stayed there for about 8 or 9 months. He shared his food with me, his gourmet food. Wonderful quiche Lorraine he introduced me to. His fabulous string beans that I haven't tasted anything like it since. And just not only feeding you and housing you, but just sharing his family, sharing his friends with you. It was just a special time for me, and we enjoyed each other very, very much. I think of his scholarly way of handling problems. I think his way of his style. He was my muse for forever. Since I met her, he's been my muse. My fashion always had him in mind, whatever I was doing. Words cannot express the loss I feel for my friend. I will always be thinking of him. The best regards, and God bless his family.
I will bless the Lord at all times. His praises will be continuously upon my lips. Harry was a gift. Harry's gift was music. And he loved and adored it. Always willing to assist and perform. Jesus is light. Harry was light. Harry loved his music. And most of all, he had the most infectious laughter that was contagious. I thank you, Aunt Iona and Uncle Burney, for bringing me into the family. And Harry became my brother, my friend cousin, and my confidant. To Chip, you're loved. Your father, Harry, was loved and will always be loved. God has given us many stars and many flowers that bloom. And God gave us many and has given us many friends to cherish. But God only gave us one Harry to remember. And we thank you, Aunt Iona, Uncle Burney, and my beloved Sandra. We love you. Harry, we will always remember you. And I love you dearly. Thank you. Let's rejoice. Let's rejoice. You're all together now. Thanks be to God.
You know, I can't believe I'm sitting here and recording a video about Harry Burney. Normally, Harry would have been sitting next to me, or we would have been recording him, and I would have been directing something that he was involved in. one of the great projects that we worked on was this great video and this film that we put together called Mary's Gift. And many of you have seen that. And actually, we worked for almost 25 years on the character of Mr. Brown, this fictitious attorney. And Mr. Brown spoke volumes about Harry's character, his talent, and the passion as a tremendous actor and a singer. You know, it is, you know, my life has been so much better because of that brother. And I'm sure that I'm repeating what everybody else has said about the impact that he has had on their lives. Harry was bigger than life. That booming bass voice really brought our lives to a standstill when he sang. He was able to really pull from us so many different emotions, and God blessed him with that tremendous talent. And we're gonna miss that. You know, he had a couple of shows one called The Song and Story Band, you know, one called Painted Dreams, in which I wrote the theme song. And that was a song that Painted Dreams can't last for long, you know. And at the end of it, he says, you know, you can always live your life on memories. And while that's all we have left, I think our memories of Harry Burney, combined with the impact that he had on our lives, will last forever and ever. And I am so blessed that we were able to capture on film and video the talent, the essence, and the power of this great artist, brother, and friend. And Harry, you're in the choir right now with the angels, and I'm sure that you're enjoying your solo moment.
Testimony to a Trooper, a memorial tribute to Harry Lawrence Burney on his birthday, September the 29th, 2020. Trooper. A trooper is one who acts professionally, as in a play, a movie, or a television show. Typically one with long experience. This was Harry, the actor, the impersonator, the player, the thespian. I first met Harry Burney in 1965 at Bethune-Cookman College. Right away I knew that he was special. He was talented way beyond measure. On this day of his birthday, we come to reminisce and reflect, to commemorate as well as celebrate. Over the next few moments, we will see Harry Burney as a trooper, the actor, the thespian, the man of God.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Rhonda Rubinson. I'm the priest in charge here at the Church of the Intercession. And I wanted to show you a little bit of the Church of the Intercession, which was Harry's church home for over 30 years. Our sexton, Tommy, is giving you a little bit of a tour of our high altar. And we're going to wind up in the seat where Harry sat every single Sunday, as often as he could be here, for over 30 years. You can walk this way with me, Tommy. Harry was one of our rocks here. And he was here as steadily as he could be, every Sunday that he could. But the day that was his day out of the year was Palm Sunday. Harry was our Jesus. During the reading of the Passion, I will never hear the words, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?" without being able to hear Harry's voice saying them, that deep, beautiful, booming voice filled with anguish and emotion. He was a brilliant Jesus. And he also sang for us that day every year Fall raised the palms. That's another piece that I will never be able to hear without hearing Harry's voice singing it. So on behalf of Bill Randolph, our music director, who's known Harry since his days with Disney and before, our entire choir, all of us here at the Church of the Intercession, clergy, staff, and people, we want to extend our consolation to Sandra and to Chip, and we want to wish Harry rest. Rest in peace, buddy.
This month shall mark for you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year for you. Tell the whole congregation of Israel that on the 10th of this month they are to take a lamb for each family, a lamb for each household. If a household is too small for a whole lamb, it shall join its closest neighbor in obtaining one. The lamb shall be divided in proportion to the number of people who eat of it. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a year-old male. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats. You shall keep it until the 14th day of this month. Then the whole assembled congregation of Israel shall slaughter it at twilight. They shall take some of the blood and put it in the two doorposts and the lintel of the houses in which they eat it. They shall eat the lamb that same night. They shall eat it roasted over the fire with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. Do not eat any of it raw or boiled in water, but roast it over the fire with its head, legs, and inner organs. You shall let none of it remain until the morning. Anything that remains until the morning you shall burn. This is how you shall eat it: your loins girded, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it hurriedly. It is the Passover of the Lord, for I will pass through the land of Egypt that night, and I will strike down every firstborn in the land of Egypt, both human beings and animals. On all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgments. I am the Lord. The blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you live. When I see the blood, I will pass over you, and no plague shall destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. This day shall be a remembrance for you. You shall celebrate it as a festival to the Lord. Throughout your generations, you shall observe it as a perpetual ordinance. Since you're listening, God, please don't make it hard to know if we should believe the things that we see. Tell us, should we run away? Should we try and stay? Or would it be better just to let things be? Living here in this brand new world might be a fantasy, but it's taught me to love. So that is real, real, real to me. And I've learned that we must look inside our hearts to find a world full of love, like love bonds yours and mine, like I'm Mr. Brown, the attorney engaged in March of 1953 by Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune to file her last will and testament. This was the most unusual will I had read in my life. It was replete with wonderful items that she left for us to share, none of which were tangible, all of which were invaluable. And as I read this powerful document, I can see her as she was then, sitting here in this very chair. But her words, her true gift to the world, offers an inheritance of freedom, integrity, power, and victory, and breathes life into generations now and yet to come. Here then is her legacy. I leave you love. Love builds. It is positive and helpful. It is more beneficial than hate. I leave you hope. Our growth will be great in the years to come. Yesterday, our ancestors endured the degradation of slavery, yet they retained their dignity. Today, we direct our economic and political strength toward winning a more abundant and secure life. But tomorrow, a new people, unhindered by race taboos and shackles, will benefit from more than 330 years of ceaseless striving and struggle. Theirs will be a better world. This I believe with all my heart, she said. I leave you the challenge of developing confidence in one another. As long as we are hemmed into racial blocks by prejudice and pressure, it will be necessary for them to bend together for economic betterment. I leave you a thirst for education. Knowledge is the prime need of the hour. I leave you a respect for the uses of power. We live in a world which respects power above all things. Power, intelligently directed, can lead to more freedom. I leave you faith. Faith is the first factor in a life devoted to service. Without faith, nothing is possible. With it, nothing is impossible. Oh, faith in God is the greatest power, but great too is the faith in oneself, she wrote.
I want you to keep your hand in God's hand. I want you to keep your feet on the ground.
I leave you racial dignity. I want my people to maintain their human dignity at all costs, she said. I leave you a desire to live harmoniously with your fellow man. I leave you finally a responsibility to our young people. The world around us really belongs to youth, for youth will take over its future management. If I had a legacy to leave my people, it is my philosophy of living and serving. As I face tomorrow, I am content, for I think that I have spent my life well. I pray now that my philosophy may be helpful to those who share my vision of a world of peace, progress, brotherhood, and love.
God bless you. God inspire you. God dedicate every single one of you anew today to go out and shine.
My God, I pray that 50 to 100 years from now, that this document, this legacy will take roots in the hearts and minds of young people, like it has for me.
I've been the dreamer, but oh, how wonderfully you have interpreted my dream. You are interpreters. And now, as I stand on the sidelines, as I watch the great throng go by, I want to ask you to take the torch that was placed in our hands possibly 20 years ago and carry that torch higher and higher and higher until the spirit of brotherhood shall have enveloped the world and mankind everywhere will understand.
What a priceless gift she left for us. I'm Mr. Brown, Dr. Bethune's attorney. I love you. The colors of the rainbows, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful
To God be the glory for the great things